A new strain of the bird flu has made its way across the U.S. to the state of California. KSVY reporter Taylor Hilo spoke with local wildlife care centers about the impacts this outbreak could have locally.
The H5N1 bird flu, otherwise known as avian influenza, was detected earlier this year. More recently, as of July, cases have been found in California. In SLO County, there have not been any infected birds, but experts say that's just a matter of time. Since February, wild birds in all 4 major migration areas of North America have been infected with avian influenza. According to the CDC, it's been detected in 2 Northern California counties, but there's already been almost 2,000 cases countrywide.
It's unrealistic to think that it won't eventually come into SLO County or certainly, other neighboring counties. So we're prepared now for its arrival.
Operating business as usual, except for some protocol changes. A tent off limits to the public has been set up outside the facility where all intake animals will be isolated and checked for symptoms. The main goal is to safeguard healthy animals already in their care from the pain of this untreatable disease.
While it is extremely unpleasant and there would be suffering, it isn't a very long tenure. Normally, it's a pretty quick time between when an animal were to get avian influenza and then for it to pass away.
The hardest hit with this illness, water birds, shorebirds, and raptors. But it's not just wild birds that the sickness threatens. Hundreds of domestic flocks in more than 32 states have already seen cases. According to the California Department of Food and Agriculture, flock owners should look for signs of disease. The most common signals of H5N1 are sudden death, reduced food consumption, reduced water consumption, lethargy, or droopy birds.
If you see any of these signs, isolate your sick birds and immediately call your veterinarian or the CDFA Sick Bird Hotline.
Whether it's wetland development, drought, or other environmental factors, avian have less and less space to congregate, creating a breeding ground for disease. A disease that humans appear to be safe from, but could spread to your backyard birds.
Do things like clean up spilled feed and try and eliminate standing waters or separate your birds from that water. If you can house your birds indoors or at least under a cover, do so for the time being.
As birds continue their migration into California, the time span of this infection may be lengthy. Naturally, many birds that migrate locally spend more time with us than other states. The Pacific Wildlife Care Center tells me that this is a very dangerous disease for those that are susceptible to it. So if you come in contact with any sick birds, you are urged to use caution. And while this is very dangerous for animals, the CDC is assuring the community that it is not a public health threat. In the newsroom, Taylor Hilo, KSVY News.